Good evening. Tonight I will be building a capacitive battery charger from start to finish, from pretty much scratch here. Basically I got a lot of requests. I do have the other capacitive battery charger videos online. However, I had a good number of requests to be a little more detailed and explain a little more what I'm doing. And part of the problem is people just think it's just, they gotta make it more complicated than it really is. These chargers really are that simple and are not complicated at all. So basically, components you will need, your three main components: capacitor, rectifier, and a timer. For the most part, those are the three most expensive main components. Actually, the timer is more expensive than all the rest of the components combined. Other materials: nice little handle, carry handle. I found this kind of pipe strapping works extremely well for securing the capacitor. These, if you do any kind of electrical work on a regular basis, are indispensable. Get the Irwin vice grip brand. Are these Irwin? It's just vice grip. I could have swore these were Irwin. Oh well, I guess vice grip. Get the vice grip ones. Don't get the cheapies. They may look the same. They do not work nearly as well. Heatsink. I have a massive one that I salvage a lot of components out of old computers. I have a massive one from a old Pentium 2 Xeon processor. Thing's probably about that big, and I just hawk off chunks as I need. Not required, as we're not dealing with quite high of temperatures, but I like to use a little bit of thermal grease between the capacitor and the heatsink. Nice, cheap, free after rebate, or free with coupon and purchase, Harbor Freight multimeter, dollar store extension cord. Let's see what else. Of course, your blocks of wood, some screws, and some of these. What's the official name? Disconnect F. So. Alright, so basically, you got your wood, and you cut it. I like using wood. It smells good, for one, and it's also an insulator, so you don't have to worry about touching the box. I see too many people not do things properly with the electrical and have them in metal boxes. You know, metal conducts electricity. They touch the box after a wire's been, just brushing against it, and they get zapped. Obviously, you should be grounding the metal box, but wood personally works better. And on top of that, it's very durable. So cut your wood planks to the sizes you want. Get your other side pieces. And like I said, I'm doing this from pretty much start to finish. So if you think I'm going a little too slow, YouTube does have the nice feature that you can increase playback speed by up to 2 times normal speed. Let's see, which piece do I want on top? This should make a nice bottom piece. And this will make a nice top piece. Seems like my miter saw is starting to get a little off, which I'm not surprised for the amount of abuse and use. I use it for cutting firewood too. Oh, time to sharpen this bit. So I like putting the box together first, almost like a dry run. Get the screws in. What this allows me to do, and then that means all the screw holes, everything will be in, so reassembly as I go will be quite a bit quicker. Nothing like drilling through a knot. Man, do those smell good. And doesn't have to be perfect. Flip her over. Do the other side. You can tell I've sharpened this bit quite a bit. It's about half the size as it was new. Surprisingly, Harbor Freight drill bit sharpeners work extremely well. Oops, wrong. Alright, basic box. Now, next you're going to want to grab the largest set of channel locks that you have in your box. Just joking if you couldn't tell. I don't like these, but I'm having trouble finding the torque ones I always used to use. Now, as you can see, I spaced it so I can screw the timer directly in. Mini screws. And trust me when I tell you to drill some tiny pilot holes for all your screws. They'll have a lot less split wood, and overall everything will look and go together quite a bit smoother. Alright, so like I say, right now we're getting all the screw holes. We're going to do all the drill points. The only ones we will not be drilling quite yet are the ones for the capacitor. Next drill hole. We're going to have to drill a couple holes for your wiring. So we want that directly behind the timer there. At least if you're copying mine. Now you could drill one big hole. I just find it, because it looks better, works better if I do two holes. One for incoming utility power. Whoops. And one for outgoing DC. I have a feeling this bugger's going to be dull too. Sure as heck is. There we go. So, these buggers are getting a little worn out. Oh, that's a sharp one. Clean up just a tiny bit. Same batteries for my drills. I love all these Craftsman Next Tech tools. Universal everything. Good enough, don't have to get it too clean. So let's see what's next. Let's see. Line up that. Drill a couple holes for the multimeter wires. Someone's been ransacking my drill bits again. There we go. Alright, next, let's get rid of screws from the top. You can leave the bottom ones in on the timer. And now you don't have to take these all the way out. Set that aside. Let's see, what shall we do next? How about we mount the capacitor? Now, I found for almost every application, a 80 microfarad capacitor works extremely well. I use a 80 microfarad, 440 volt. Obviously, the larger the capacitor, the more current you're going to have going to your battery pack. The smaller, the less. For motorcycles, I usually use a 10. For very slow trickle charging and long-term desulfation, I use a 5 or smaller. Depends what I have. Get about what I need there. That's about how much I need. Just grab my snips if those haven't disappeared. You know what? This is probably going to be sharpen all your tool week. Although in my snipper's defense, they are over 100 years old. They were my great-grandfathers. If it works, why get rid of it? Right there should be nice. Let's see here. Excuse me. First one. I like wrapping just a bit of a electrical tape around where the bracket or whatever I'm going to use to secure the capacitor comes in contact. Sharp edges over time, if you don't get it nice and tight, will wear through the metal. And after a few weeks or months with the tape on there, the metal, at least the brackets I use, will kind of not melt but kind of sink into the PVC or vinyl, whatever this one is, of the tape, and actually make it a little even more secure. screw that one up just a little bit. Much better. That cap ain't going anywhere. Except turn slightly. Next step. We've got our cap in there. Next step is the rectifier and heatsink. So, let's see here. Just like that. But I'm going to have to drill a hole through the the heatsink. So I can screw it into the wood. One thing I can't stand, because it always gets stuck in your fingers, is metal shavings. Nice long screw. Make sure your screw you use is long enough. That one is not. There we go. That should work. Ooh, perfect. Pre-screwing the aluminum acts as if you're tapping the the hole to add threads to it. Yeah. makes things go a lot smoother. Now we grab our thermal grease. Don't need much, so these little tubes, they're cheap. I think I get these from China for, doesn't say how much is in here. I think I get like 20 of these tubes for like $3, free shipping. Don't know what's in them, don't want to know what's in them, but it works. It's not like you're eating the crap. Why did I do that? There we go. Throw that away. Now, you'll see on the capacitor there'll be a little squiggly line and a positive. You want that facing out so you can read them. So you pretty much can connect things up properly. Putting those right by the end. Let's see, I guess we need some wiring. Here's where this extension cord comes in very handy. I like to split them in half, but the person that's getting this charger says he wants longer leads from the charger to the battery instead of longer leads from, charger to the wall. So usually I just kind of split them in half. This is a 6-foot cord, so a dollar store cord. So let's see. I usually cut them in half, but we're going to shorten. Probably do 4 feet to the battery. All right. Start with the utility half, shove it through the bottom hole if you're once again copying my design. Now we're going to end up splitting it. One piece of the wire is going into the timer, the other one's going to one of your terminals. But before you do that, as you can see, wire goes in and out pretty easily. So first I like to split just a little bit on the end to get an idea how much wire I will need. So I need about that much. So what I'm going to do is put a little extra through and tie a knot in the wire. Now, can't get pulled out, and nothing should be pulling it in, as once it's connected, it's connected, but you can still pull it in while you're working. Let's strip off 2 sections. One, you will add the little wire clip out. And crimp, like I said, this tool is invaluable. $20, and I wish I bought one so many years ago. And this other one will be going onto the timer. Now some of them are marked with sections for load and which one is for utility. I don't see this one labeled. Strange. Oh, there it is. Load is on top, line is on the bottom. Grab a screwdriver. I got a lot of screwdrivers. don't like these timers, but yeah, you take what you can get. If you can find them, the Torque brand, made in Korea, timers work much better than, what brand is this? West Tech. You know what? I'm going to have to pull the timer off. Wow, I never had this problem before. This is almost kind of like one of those backstabs, only you do have to screw it in to keep the wire in. I like the kind like your traditional where you curve the wire and then screw down the brass screw. There we go. The bottom one was that bad. Might as well leave it unscrewed for the top. Now, like I said, the other one will go to your rectifier. Now, and your rectifier should have two markings, not including the rectifier model number and the manufacturer. You'll have a squiggly line and a positive or plus sign. The squiggly line means alternating current, or in other words, utility power. Plus sign means direct current, because a rectifier converts AC to DC. Now, they are crisscrossed. So, this one here, better yet, let's get another one. I buy these things by the dozen. Okay, so see the marks? Now this one here has the little squiggly. This one here has the positive. Now since they're crisscrossed, squiggly, squiggly, positive, negative. So I'm going to put alternating current 1 here, alternating current 2 there. That will be the positive lead, and that will be the negative lead. Simple, hey? So, I will put that on squiggly number 1. That wasn't so bad, now was it? Now let me grab some spare wire. Always got spare wire. Cut off a length to go from the timer to the capacitor. Let's see, approximate length I'll need is going to be, it's alright, you're better off having a little extra than not enough. This wire's got some weird extra plastic sheathing on it. Scrape that sheathing off with my knife. Recycling though, hey? Now, one end of this, add a clip. crimp it with your handy dandy vice grips crimping tool. Perfect. And the other end, just take that bugger and jam her into your timer. Wow. As long as it works, I don't care. And that will go to one side of your capacitor, and that clip's a little loose. Give it a tiny little tighten. And a little more. Perfect. Alright. Make sure I don't have this bugger in upside down. Bugger's thin. There we go. Timer's on. Next step, other side of the capacitor to the rectifier, the other AC spot. So measure up your length, snippity-doo-dah. Plastic off. Now this one you will be needing a connector on both ends. Right. AC terminal to AC terminal. And for safety, now that I got the capacitors buttoned up, we don't need to be touching that anymore. Like taking a nice length of electrical tape. just like wrapping that up a little bit there. There we go. That's a start. Next, we need, or at least now we have the utility side of the charger done. Next, we're going to need to do the battery pack side. Now, got a little plug on the end. We don't need that anymore. Snip that off. Save it for your next wacky, crazy project. Now this one I only need a really short amount, so that should be just enough. Split the end. Now, like I said, I use dollar store extension cords, and almost every cord like this, you split the wires. One will pretty much be smooth all the way around, while the other one will have some long stripes on the side molded into the plastic, or maybe a white line across it. For ease of working, I usually use the one with the molded or stripes on it as negative. One, two. And now we're also going to want our multimeter, so we have a voltage reading. Take your El Cheapo multimeter leads, snip off what we don't want, because we don't need all of this. And we're going to line up, we're not going to connect it yet, but we're going to line up our top. Shove the leads through and pull them all the way. Now I got more than enough here. Let's see, too much. Now if you're using the Harbor Freight ones, be very gentle as you strip the wires, as this stuff is tiny. It actually thickened them. These wires used to be even thinner. It's about a dozen strands. It's like the thickness of a human hair, that's it. Just enough to get the voltage reading. At least he used copper. Like I said, they used to be thinner. So, now we got that. Whoops. Crap. Once you strip them, they're a little hard to fit back through the holes. Catches all the little wood burrs. Alright. Let's see. Alright, negative, positive. Twist and make sure you get it right. Come on. Twist the wires for the multimeter in with the leads going for the battery bank. And you can crimp it. There we go. That's positive and get negative. Make the I don't know how well you can see that, but make the stripped bare wire from the multimeter leads considerably longer, because it's so thin. You're going to want to wrap it around real nice. The lead wire. And there we go. Pretty much done. Now, pull that out of the way. Damn slivers. Alright, now remember, positive, diagonal, all in the corner would be negative. So negative's a little harder to reach. So we'll do negative first. Dang, isn't that video done rendering yet? Got some charging videos rendering on the computer behind me there. There we go. Now, just like I did with the capacitor, I like to wrap a wee bit of electrical tape around. That. Pretty much done. That's all the hard part. Hard part's all done. Screw your top back on. Right, now, multimeter's hooked up. Now we got our wire leads. I'm just going to strip off. I actually ran out of alligator clips tonight. This guy wants nice big honking ones on here. So I'm just going to strip off a tiny bit and grab a drill battery. Now, never charge a lithium battery with this. Lead acid only. You will blow up and cause a thermal runaway of a lithium battery. But just to show, oh my god, what time is it? 3 a.m. Holy moly. Let's see which one. Just to show it's working. $11 volts for this battery. Time for a recharge. But anyways, hook up your connection of choice, I guess, if you are going to be using this as a forklift charger. Most of these that I build actually go to people for their forklifts, and you can put these in and use it on as a forklift connection. Alligator clips if you're just going to use it on whatever. Nice little plug clips. I mean, there's a lot of different things. It's what you can just customize these whatever you want. Lots of different things you can do. So I gotta get some big honking clips for this thing. Charger is done. Whew. Now what I do is I Gorilla Glue the multimeter to the top of the wood here. That's pretty much it. It's that simple. I took my time. I usually assemble one of these in about, oh, gotta put our handle on there. I usually assemble one of these, at least when I'm not half freaking asleep, in about 20 minutes, if even that much. And the handle, I just go to Farm and Fleet and get screen door handles. They're about 79 cents a piece. 2, 3, 4. That's it. We are done. Grab just a little bit of water here. Gorilla Glue works better on slightly moistened surfaces. It doesn't take much. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 dabs, and just wipe off the little bit that's dripping. And then I take no run. My tube of screws. It's not heavy, but it's heavy enough. Place that where I want it. Put that on there, and in an hour, if you pre-moistened the wood with water, Gorilla Glue will be basically set. The charger is complete. Let's just move that back for a few minutes though. And finish up this video. Let me vacuum up, and I'll draw a little diagram for you. I keep getting asked for that too. Piece of paper. A basic diagram. Close enough. really is that simple. And my battery is going to die any moment now. So, I guess this really is the end of the video. Basically, utility power, AC. Split the line. One part of the AC line goes to your timer. Timer goes into the capacitor. Capacitor then goes to one of the AC terminals on the rectifier. The other side of the AC goes to the other AC terminal on the rectifier. Then you got positive terminal, goes to the positive clamp or positive terminal on whatever it is you're charging. Negative goes to the negative clamp or negative terminal on whatever it is you're charging. It really is that simple. Cost to build. Hopefully it doesn't get cut off here. So, costs, my battery dies. Capacitor, 80 MF, I usually get for about $6 after shipping. I know I can buy them cheaper, but the guy I get them from, I order it, he ships it, I have it within 2 days. And I really don't have to stock anything, and they're great quality. Rectifier, if you buy in bulk, you can get them about 15 cents a piece. I usually buy them 10 to 20 at a crack. Free shipping straight from China. Not too bad. It's usually like $5, including everything. Timer, most expensive part. If you're lucky, you'll find them as cheap on eBay as $10, and as high as 20, even higher than that for a 12-hour spring-wound timer. Wire, remember I said just go to your dollar store and pick up a $1 extension cord. So $1. So on the low end, 16, 17, we'll just say $17 on the low end. Of course, plus your wood, you can use scrap wood. On the high end, maybe $30 if you're building it. Most of it's going to be your time. So there we go. I hope you were able to learn something. I hope I was a little more thorough in explaining how to build this. And if you do need components such as your capacitor, multimeter, those are usually free. Timers, anything, just contact me. Obviously there will be a bit of a markup, but I can put together a whole kit if you want. I can give you everything you see here, all the parts, and you can build it yourself. Or I do build complete units, and I do custom units. I also do multi-charging capacities, different size capacitors. Largest one I built now is 10 capacitors. That was for charging a 144 volt electric car. Now these chargers will charge anything off a 120 volt outlet from 0 to about 140 volts with load, or in other words connected to a battery. With no load, it'll put out about 170 volts on a 120 volt outlet. Don't ask me how that works. I don't have time to explain that on a video, at least not this video. On a 240 volt outlet, it'll charge anything up to about a 320 volt battery bank. There you go. Have a great evening, and hope to see y'all next video. Smile, cheese.